So we are going to get this party started. For everyone who's just joined the platform, Nita and I are going to run through our introductions quickly again, and then we have got 3 fabulous recipes. So I'm Gina Sunderland. I'm the Food and Consumer Relations Specialist Dietitian with Manitoba Chicken Producers, and we are so excited to host this holly jolly Facebook and Instagram Live, and I'm thrilled to be joined by my colleague Nita. So Nita, for everyone that's just joined, maybe you can share a little bit about what you do again.
Absolutely. Like Gina mentioned, my name is Nita, and I'm a mom of 2 boys. My passion area as a registered dietitian is just finding ways to support families and young children with their nutrition. It's a great time to focus on that, but also make it really fun for kids.
Excellent. You do such wonderful, wonderful work,
you.
Nita.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And we are going to make this fun for all of you tonight. So Nita and I have gone through recipes and we've picked 3 favorites. So your holiday menu is essentially solved. We love this time of year. We've said that of course we love to cook. And the best part about this time of year is having that opportunity to share delicious food with family and friends. So these recipes check off all those boxes that you were talking about. They're family friendly. They're easy to prepare. They're delicious, of course.
And nutritious.
And of course for you, you like to get your kids involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they use different cuts of chicken.
Yep.
So we are going to get going with our first delicious recipe that uses ground chicken. So what are we going to make, Nita?
Yeah, I'm so excited that I get to be the one to demonstrate this because I think that it's beautiful. I think it looks like a masterpiece over here. And this is a chicken tartlet with a cranberry salsa. And yes, you heard it right. It's cranberry and it's got some really interesting ingredients in it that I'll get to in a little bit. But what we're going to do first off is you're going to brown your ground chicken and add in a little bit of onion, and it's very, very simple. Once it's browned, you're going to go ahead and kind of create a bit of a custard, if you will, by adding in some egg and sour cream. And then we're going to go ahead and fill our tart. So Gina, can I get you to add in those ingredients?
Yeah, this is just such a nice, easy, unique recipe. And I know, Nita, one of the reasons you picked it is because,
my kids can help me. So my kids love pouring and dumping. They are also really into mixing. And in particular, they love to... They love being able to kind of segment and add things into the tarts. It's super fun for them.
Yes, I've made this one many times and with little ones too. And indeed, it's a great one. And it's such a wonderful life skill, right? It's an excellent way to spend time with your kids over the holidays too, make a few recipes. And kids are always so proud of what they've made, right?
Yeah, no, they're more likely to try things if they've been involved in it. But I don't know about others, but I'm kind of in it, in this sort of chaos with my children. And I find that being in the kitchen is a great way for me to meet their needs, but also have my needs met. So I love being in the kitchen.
Wonderful quality time. When my boys were little, I always cooked with them, and now both of them are really great in the kitchen and are able to help me all the time and enjoy it. So we are also going to add something that smells so nice, a teaspoon of fresh thyme, or you can use half a teaspoon of dry, and then just a little bit of salt and pepper, you know, as you always say, to taste.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I love the thyme, especially for this season. It's such a great savory flavor.
Yeah.
So once that's mixed together, you can fill your tart shell. So I'm going to fill a few of them.
Sure. I'm going to help you out.
And one thing that I want to note is once you've filled it, if you would like, if you're trying to do a little bit of the food prep ahead of time, what you can do is actually freeze the chicken mixture, put it away, the ground chicken that you prepared, or you could freeze the tarts like this and pull them out and they'll be ready to go as well. So
exactly, perfect.
Once you've filled your tarts, you're going to put them in the oven for 12 minutes or so, or until your tarts are nice and brown. And then you're going to top it with a delicious cranberry salsa. I just made this in my food processor. It was super simple. And the really nice ingredient in it is actually ginger.
Fresh ginger.
Very, very nice. And quite a bit of lime and some lime zest as well. So it's a delicious recipe. And I think that apart from serving it for entertaining. It's great as a very light lunch with a salad as well.
Yeah, the tartlets are versatile. And I know what you've said too, and I agree. They're really child friendly. They're little finger foods. Kids love things that are their size that they can pick up. So yeah, all of our recipes travel great. So you can see how easy this is to bring to a friend's house or a family member's house, to a potluck. Yep, so those are just going to pop in the oven. Like Nita said, 12 minutes later, and you have got beautiful, beautiful little tartlets. And I love the fact that you can just buy the tart shells if you're really in a hurry.
Yeah, such a time saver.
Exactly. So Nita, now we are going to move right on to our next recipe. And oh my goodness, this is absolutely my favorite holiday recipe right now because, of course, it's healthy.
All the colors.
And it looks beautiful. To me, it just says holiday season with the red and the green. And it's just, it can be a main dish salad too because it's just loaded with protein. And if you are going to transport this, I like to get things ready in advance. So I like to cut up everything and have it ready to go. But don't dress it. When you get to your destination, aka your potluck party, whisk up your dressing, shake it up in a jar, bring it separate, and then combine it with your ingredients. So Nita, I am going to get you to help me make this delicious dressing.
I'd be honored.
Okay, awesome. So we've got a 1/4 cup of olive oil or any other favorite oil. We are using everything in the citrus family pretty much tonight. So we had our lime in our tartlets. We've got a 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice. And we are using the zest of a full lemon. And I like what you said, Nita. It's so true. You know,
I think what I like about the zest is you get to prevent food waste. Right?
You do.
Get to use all of the fruit, which is great. And it adds a lot of flavor.
It really does. It's a wonderful way to add flavor without adding a lot of salt. So we've got a little bit of salt here, 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, or to taste. And we've got 3 cloves of garlic. Fresh garlic is always nice. And then the secret ingredient in this one is a teaspoon of cumin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love cumin. Actually, like in my family, I'm known as the cumin queen. I really enjoy cumin.
Yeah.
It smells really good, Gina.
Oh, it really does. So this is a great time-saving recipe too because we have 1 can, a large can of chickpeas just drained. And then we've got 2 cups of chicken. So if you are going to be roasting chicken, and then going to a holiday party or a gathering after Christmas Day per se, roast an extra chicken and you can use that leftover chicken to make this delicious salad. I love to roast a big pan of chicken on the weekends and then I will cut it up, cube it, shred it, and freeze it cooked in 1 cup portions. And you can pull it out to make this kind of a salad, or we love the taquitos and the quesadillas on the ManitobaChicken.ca website too. Those all use cooked chicken. So we've got 2 cups of cooked chicken. And then this is where we just bring in all the flavors and colors. And of course, this is so nutritious. You've got 3 little cucumbers cut up, a cup of cherry tomatoes halved.
Yeah, and I love that you could use any vegetable that you happen to have in your fridge. But I know my kids would be interested in this because we would probably kind of sell it as a make your own salad and they could pick and choose what they want.
Right, so just like a little salad bar like we had it here, and people can take what they want.
Yeah.
Perfect. Kids love being able to make their own choices. I mean, really, who doesn't? We all do. And that's the way this could be served too at a holiday party. Everyone can take what they want.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite part about this is, other than the cumin?
The dates.
The dates. So we've got the savory and we've got the sweet. And I love contrasting flavors. So we've got 5 cut up dates, or you can add a few more if you like, and 3/4 of a cup of our beautiful feta. So that just gives it the savory flavor. And then there's fresh parsley and fresh mint. Yeah, and if you can't find fresh, you can use a little bit of dry.
Yeah.
So we are just gonna stir
It looks
that
so
up.
festive already.
It really is, and it is so delicious.
Do you want me to go ahead and pour this dressing?
Yes, indeed. So we are going to be partying this evening, aren't we, Nita, with these wonderful dishes? Oh, that's great.
I love all the garlic in this dressing, the cumin.
Yeah, this is just definitely a holiday favorite. And so is our next recipe, Nita. So we are moving right along, but you know what? Just before we make this recipe, a Facebook Live and an Instagram Live would not be a party if we didn't have a wonderful prize pack. So for this evening, just for tuning in and asking Nita and I a question or sharing a comment, tell us what your favorite Manitoba Chicken holiday recipe is, you'll be entered into a draw to win one of 3 prizes. We have 3 $75 grocery gift cards, as well as some fantastic Manitoba Chicken swag, a wonderful silicone oven mitt, our signature meat thermometer, a jar opener, a barbecue brush, a spatula, measuring spoons, plastic cutting boards that are great for cutting poultry and other meat, chicken, chicken, fish, and of course our wonderful little recipe booklet. And hey, Nita, something that we wanted to talk about, right, tonight before we go on to recipe 3?
Yeah, one of my favorite recipes is in here. I think it's the pizza, so it's amazing, and I love it so much. It's
And
delicious.
you've used these recipe booklets with your boys, haven't you? You've made quite a few of our recipes. Yeah, you've done such a nice job. So for everyone, a little holiday present from Nita and I is if you send me a direct message at Manitoba Chicken, I'd be very happy to send you our brand new More Cooking with Manitoba Chicken booklet.
Yeah.
So that's open to everyone, and that's a great way to, engage your kids over the holidays. Okay, so our third and final recipe, this one is also a winner. This is our char siu pulled chicken sandwiches. If you're going to be feeding a crowd this year, because we can now celebrate with as many people as we want, why not make a pulled chicken sandwich? Again, this can be deconstructed, right? Yeah, everyone can make their own. I love serving these with coleslaw. One of our favorite parts is this is actually a slow cooker recipe. Yeah, so for us busy moms, get it all ready the evening before or the morning of. This goes into the slow cooker on high for about 3 to 4 hours, or on low for up to 7 hours. This uses beautiful, moist, tender chicken thighs, 3 pounds of chicken thighs. Once the chicken is cooked, you can pull it all apart and put it back into the juices and then serve it, family style. Everyone can make their own sandwiches. Okay, so the way this comes together is use 1 cup of something called char siu barbecue sauce.
Okay. I've never used that, so tell me a little bit more about this.
Okay, so it is a Korean barbecue sauce, and you can buy it in the international section of most grocery stores. But you know what else? You can use whatever favorite barbecue sauce you have on hand. And another little secret is I've also used hoisin sauce or oyster sauce, and it works out great too.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so we add a cup of that, and I'm going to get you to whisk this all together for me. And then we have half a cup of hoisin sauce. So really simple. The juice of an entire orange, and boy, the citrus flavor just comes through beautifully in this recipe. It just penetrates the chicken.
That's amazing.
Yes.
You've gone from lime to lemon to orange. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the zest of a whole orange. Citrus fruit's very festive, and it's in season at this time of year too. And then we've just got a small red onion, a teaspoon of our sesame oil, 2 cloves of fresh garlic. This is already smelling great. And then we've got another little special ingredient. I'm going to get you to tell everyone about this one.
This is sambal oelek, and we always have it at home. It's something that I use a lot in our traditional cooking as well. It's something my parents introduced to me. And one thing to keep in mind, it is quite spicy. So if you're not quite used to that, just dial down and add in more as you'd like. But it's really, really fun to experiment with. And most grocery stores nowadays have it.
Yes, they do. Yeah, so this recipe calls for a tablespoon, but like Nita said, if you're new to this chili sauce, then maybe start with 1 teaspoon and work your way up to it. But I don't tolerate heat really well, but a tablespoon for 3 pounds of chicken thighs is perfect. It just gives a nice, just a little bit of heat.
Yeah, I find a little goes a long way.
You are right. Yeah, it is a really, really nice ingredient. Okay.
Mix.
All right. So I like to toss it all together in a bowl and then transfer it to my slow cooker. And this already smells good.
One of the things I like is that you could also prepare this chicken, cook it, and then freeze it at that point as well.
For sure. Thaw it in the fridge overnight, and then just do the pulling of the chicken once the chicken's thawed. You could warm it up in the slow cooker again, just on warm, and have coleslaw out and multi-grain buns. And it's a really economical meal as well for those people that are trying to really stretch their food dollar, because we know the price of food has become, an issue for many, many people. So a money-saving tip is to always buy chicken with the skin on and bone in, and you can do that too and remove the bone, and you can remove the skin before cooking, and that's a really great way to save a little bit on your food dollar. So this has been so much fun. I can't believe how fast it's gone, that we've shared 3 favorite holiday recipes to complete your holiday menu. We want to thank everyone for tuning in, and we are absolutely thrilled to take your questions now.
Lots of questions.
All right.
Regarding a roasted chicken from the store or homemade, how many days can we use it before it should be thrown out?
All right. Well, chicken can be kept for 3 days in the fridge and never throw it out. What I would say is if you're getting on to day 3, you can either freeze the carcass or freeze that chicken. I love to make homemade chicken soup. In fact, that's what we had for supper tonight. Just so nice.
Yeah,
Never
and a
need
great
to
way
waste.
to use up the carcass, right?
Yeah.
And again, I think for me, I'm really passionate about preventing food
Food
waste,
waste.
considering how much food is costing nowadays.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
use the bones to make your own broth as well.
Yeah, whole chicken really goes a long way. It's what I call a mileage food because, of course, you have that beautiful roast chicken the night of. Then if there's any leftovers, you can make something amazing like this salad or any other recipes on our website under the category called cooked chicken. Some of our favorites are our chicken lime and cheese quesadillas and our taquitos, and there's so many more. And then, of course, if you don't have time to make soup, put that carcass in a Ziploc or a freezer bag and then make soup when you can. And another great way to prevent food waste is for that stock, take all those little bits out of your fridge, that little bit of leftover celery, that last little carrot that's getting a little bit wrinkly, and pop that all in and make some beautiful stock. Yeah.
Question number 2, what's your favorite way to cook chicken?
Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, I think people know this about me. It's tandoori chicken, which is a
Yes,
really
indeed.
special recipe. It reminds me a lot about how I grew up and just watching my dad and my uncles on a grill. So that's my favorite. But I also love trying chicken in a whole other sorts of ways. So on the Manitoba Chicken website, we are currently loving the Thai curry chicken as well. It's a beautiful soup with a coconut curry. It's lovely.
Yeah. You've also loved our skewers, right?
The Spanish chicken.
Spanish chicken skewers with yogurt sauce. Those are a few of your favorites. I love that one too. One of my favorites is our roast chicken with lemons. It's just a beautiful way using that citrus again. The recipe calls for 2 whole chickens. I love that.
I've made that one too.
Because the leftovers are just so phenomenal. And I mean, it's that beautiful roast chicken.
It looks beautiful. It's perfect for entertaining.
And what's neat about it too is you cut onions in thick slices and that becomes your rack. The chicken sits on them and the onions soak up all the juices and it's just, it's really great. So if you're looking for a new way to roast your poultry this holiday season, I would really recommend that one. Yeah.
What's the average size chicken for a family of 4?
So about a 5-pound chicken. So Manitoba Chicken Producers represents our broiler chicken farmers, meaning chickens that are raised for meat, and broilers are raised to about 5 pounds. So that would be perfect for a family of 4. One of those nice little broiler chickens. They're so nice and tender. And if you have a bigger roaster, like I said, I always roast 2. If you're going to roast 1, you might as well roast 2 because you're using the same amount of energy in your oven too to do that. Yeah.
What's the best way to sanitize a cutting board after cutting a raw chicken on that surface?
Very good question. Well, first of all, hopefully you'll win one of these, but these are perfect. You know, any kind of a glass or plastic cutting board is really the best way to prepare any raw poultry or other meat or fish. This should be washed with hot soapy water or ideally go into a dishwasher on a sanitized cycle. Or you can actually make also a sanitizing spray with 1 teaspoon of bleach in 3 cups of water, and you can spray that on the surfaces. But we certainly recommend having 2 different cutting boards in your kitchen, plastic or glass for meat, fish, and poultry, and then you can have a beautiful wooden board for cutting other things like your fruits and your vegetables and your bread.
Well, that's a great tip.
Great question, thanks.
Do you wash raw chicken?
No. You know, I've learned like culturally that this is something that, you know, some communities might do, but it's not recommended because the risk is that as you're washing it, you could be spreading some of the chicken, you know, to other surfaces, and it's really not necessary. I think Canadian chicken, one of the things that we really pride ourselves, you know, around is how it's handled and cared for, and so there's no need to do that. What you do want to make sure is that you are using a meat thermometer. So I'll let Gina kind of take the lead on that.
Thanks, Nita. That was a perfect answer, right? You definitely want to wash your hands, but you don't want to wash your chicken. Then there is no need to wash your chicken. The way to ensure that your chicken is safe to eat is to make sure that it is indeed properly cooked. My favorite kitchen tool is a digital meat thermometer. So if you're roasting a whole chicken, you always insert the probe of the meat thermometer into the thickest part of the chicken. And for a roast whole chicken, it should be 180 degrees Fahrenheit or 82 degrees Celsius. If you're roasting chicken parts like I did today, roasted the chicken breast to make our salad, it's 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius. And a digital meat thermometer is nice because it'll toggle back and forth between Celsius and Fahrenheit. And this is just your best tool because you don't want to overcook chicken, but you definitely don't want to undercook chicken. So you can make sure your chicken's cooked perfectly every single time with a meat thermometer.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest, I travel with this. Like when I've traveled abroad, if we go to the cabin, I bring it with me.
So you can win one of these tonight. Yeah, I just want to let everyone know that I will be sending them a direct message, letting them know if they're one of the 3 lucky prize pack winners. They will be receiving their grocery card through their email, and then we'll arrange for you to pick up your wonderful prize packs. Yeah, so.
One more question.
All right.
How long can you keep frozen chicken in the freezer? And what's the safest way to unthaw that frozen chicken?
Perfect. Well, chicken should always be thawed overnight in the fridge. I recommend thawing it in a pan that's got an edge to make sure that there isn't any juices or any kind of liquid that leaks. And if you've got a deep freeze, you can freeze whole chicken for up to a year, chicken parts for 6 months, ground chicken for 3 months, and cooked chicken for 3 months. And I would encourage you to visit the cooking school page of manitobachicken.ca, and we've got all kinds of fantastic food safety information on our website if you can't remember that information. And we've got a great little downloadable card that tells you exactly how long you can store all of your chicken in your freezer. So yeah, that's a wonderful way to save food dollars too. When you find that ground chicken on sale or those family packs of drumsticks, definitely you want to buy extra and freeze, and it certainly lasts a long time.
Yeah, no, if I'm being honest, for this recipe, I saw that it was 30% off, and I snagged 3 or 4, and now they're still in my freezer.
Right.
Used some for this recipe, so it's great when that happens, and it's nice that we can freeze things, and it doesn't actually impact the quality.
No, not at all.
And it doesn't impact nutrition quality either.
Good point. Yeah, the protein stays intact, so do the nutrients. Freezing's a great way to preserve many foods, especially chicken. Yeah, so those were just all fantastic questions. Nita and I sincerely want to thank everyone for tuning in. But before I say goodbye to all of you, of course, I want to wish everyone a wonderful, safe, and happy holiday. But I also want to extend a huge thank you to all of our Manitoba chicken producers, farmers, who are always here for us. We always have fresh chicken in all of our grocery stores. We are so lucky. And there's one other thing I really want to mention, and it's a huge thank you to all of our farmers. Our farmers donate to a program. We have a partnership program with Manitoba Harvest, and it's called Caring for Communities. And every single week, our farmers donate some of their flock, and our industry partners, Done Right Foods and XL Door, donate the processing. And we deliver, Manitoba Chicken Producers delivers just over 1,000 whole frozen chickens every single week to Harvest Manitoba, and it's shared amongst Harvest shares that out to several food banks throughout the province, more than 350 different food banks, school lunch programs, daycares, soup kitchens. So I really want to extend a huge thank you to the generosity of our farmers and our industry partners, and a huge thank you to all of you for tuning in and for always being great supporters of Manitoba Chicken. And of course, a huge thank you to my colleague and friend Nita Sharda for joining me tonight and sharing so many wonderful tips about how she cooks with her kids and how much you enjoy Manitoba
I'm so
Chicken.
glad we had an opportunity to do this.
Me too. It's been exactly a year since we did this last year, and I think this is just becoming the perfect holiday tradition.
Yeah.
So thank you to everyone for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year. Happy, healthy holidays.
Bye, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.